guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm showing you this look right here. I've really been loving the dewy sort of highlighted sort of skin lately, so that's what I have shown you. I've also tried out a whole new bunch of products that I actually turned out to really love. So one of them is the Huda Beauty Tantour and the other is the Morphe sponge. So if you want to see how I got this look, just keep watching. So I'm just going to start off with my brows. So I'm just going to brush them up and then I'm going to just start lining and just doing small little lines. Just to fill in the brows a little bit. I'm just going to use the Anastasia Pro palette and I'm going to go into soft brown, just the lighter one. And I'm just going to pretty much set it all and just fill in just in case there's any spots that I missed. And yeah. Now to carve them all out, I'm going to use the MAC 195 brush, which is just a concealer brush, and Born This Way sculpting concealer. Then I'm going to just use the rest of the concealer and just put that on my eye just to prime. So I've just recently bought, because I wanted to try out the Morphe sponge, so I've got that and I've just wet that. So I'm just going to pat in all that concealer and I'm just going to set it with the Hourglass Veil powder. I'm thinking today I want like just a smoked out sort of winged look. So I'm just going to get some Scotch tape because I find it's the easiest. I can do it without the tape, but this way is, I found, the quickest way for me to get like that nice straight line for my smoked out, because I like it sharp on the bottom but smoked out on top. I'm going to use my new palette I got. I got this from Meccaland. It was a gift in one of the gift bags that we got because I had the Superstar Pass. So it's the NARS Skin Deep Eye Palette. So I'm just going to use colours out of here today. I might need to get other ones, but for now I'm just going to use this palette here. This palette here seems to have all the colours that I'll need, but we'll see as we get going. First colour that I'm going to go into is Whipped, which is this colour right here, and I'm going to put that on the outer corner. And just moving it along my lash line. Okay, so now I just want to go into my crease and just define that a little bit. Go into this colour here, which is called Sophia, just on my E27. And I might just go in that crease and just blend it all. I'm going to go back in with my little blender brush again, going into Whipped again, and I'm just going to pack on the colour on my eye again. So with a smaller detailer brush, this is the M12 smaller detailer brush. I'm going to go into the colour Coconut Grove, which is just this darker color here. It's kind of like a darker brown. It's not it's not black back, and I'm just going to go on the lash line with that just to deepen up the lash line a bit. I might use a color icon, which is just this one here, and I'm using the M416 Morphe brush, and I'm just going to pack on some of the shimmer just in that inner corner and just on my mobile a little bit, just to give that little bit of gleam, but nothing like too dramatic. And then going back over that lash line with the darker color. Now for that extra smokiness, I'm going to get the Stila Smudge Pot Waterproof Gel Eyeliner in black, and I'm going to put a line just on my lash line and up a bit, and then we're going to smoke that out as well. I'm getting that little detailer brush with that darker color, the Coconut Grove, and I'm going to smudge that liner right out. And I'm just going to go over that line right at the lash line. So now that's all done, it's now time for the big reveal. Hopefully this works out okay. 1, 2. So that's like the easiest way to get a nice sharp line without having to like fit around too much. Then you just clean up like all around your eye. I'm going to use my little mini of the Better Than Sex mascara. I got this as well at Meccaland. And they're the eyes so far. I'm going to zoom you back out now. Now we're going to get to the face, which is my favorite part. So what I'm going to do first is prime. I always love to prime. And my favorite primer ever, is the Coconut Skin Smoothie Primer Moisturizer. And I just like to rub that all into my skin. Now I'm going to put one layer of the Dior Face and Body Foundation. So I'm going to mix the two 2WO and 0W, just to get my right shade. And I just put that on underneath. So this doesn't give much coverage. Well, it does if you build it up, but I just want like kind of a light layer. I like to put it all the way down my neck as well. I even like to put foundations on my chest, because you can never ever get like the perfect color. So putting it on my chest helps it all like blend in smoothly. And then I'm going to go in with the Beauty Blender Bounce Liquid Whip Longwear Foundation. I'm going to mix colors again, 355 and 110, just to get my right color, because I am not tanned at the moment. So, and I'm not as light as the 110, but I'm not as dark as the 355. Dot that on. And I'm going to use the Morphe sponge, and I'm just going to pat that into the skin. This sponge is damp as well. So the next step I usually do is cream contouring. And I usually just use the Shape Tape concealer, just a dark one, just to put on, just like to bronze me up, I guess. But today I'm going to be trying out a new product that I've just bought, which is the Huda Beauty Tantour. I got the color Light, which looks like this. And this one I got because it was more like bronzy looking rather than like a contour color, which is the Fade, which is a little bit more cool. I got this one because I want it to more bronze up my skin than actually contour. I might actually use the Sigma Angled Kabuki brush, the F84. So this side I'm going to just use the brush to see how this goes. And then maybe the other side of my face I might use a sponge to do my forehead, because that baby needs to be a forehead and not a 5 head. It's actually looking really, really nice. It's not as dark as what I thought it would be, so that's pretty good, because I was worried that I was going to get a shade way too dark for me and then I'm not going to be able to use it. But this actually seems like it'll be a really good color. We'll have to see when I'm tanned. But at the moment, I'm just going to blend that down just to make it all seamless. And now the other side, I'm going to use a sponge. So I'm going to just apply this where I want it. And then use the sponge to kind of blend it out and see which is better, I guess. This side might be better for like contouring like with a brush, because you can just put like that straight line there and kind of blend it out a little bit more. Enough blending. I'm actually really, really happy with that. Like, how pretty is that? Alright, now for concealer, I'm going to use the Almond Born This Way concealer. I'm just going to place that underneath my eyes. What I might do as well is use the Tantour for my nose. I'm going to use the Zoeva Concealer Buffer, the 142. And I'm going to just go down the sides of my nose. Concealer, and I'm going to just go in there because we'll conceal that part. And then just using my Morphe sponge. I think that's enough playing around now. And I'm going to set all of that in place using my new MAC 126 SES brush. So one side is for powder, one side is for like creams and stuff, but I'll probably use both sides for powder. And I'm just going to stamp that all on, avoiding my eye area because I'm going to use another powder for that. I'm going to use the yellow shade in the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. And I'm going to put that underneath my eyes, actually buff out them wrinkles first. Set with that, the two colors, so this one and that one. And now we're looking a little bit powdery. My beauty sponge, and I'm going to grab my Tatcha Dewy Skin Mist, and what I'm going to do is just spray my beauty sponge all over. And I'm going to pat that in all over my skin, and that's going to get rid of that powderiness and bring like your skin kind of back to life. Sometimes I like to spray it on my face as well and then just pat it all in. I love this trick lately just to kind of give me that dewiness back into my skin because I am dry. I'm going to use a multitude of bronzers because why not? I can. I'm going to take that powder brush that I used before and I'm going to bronze up my skin. Oh, I'm using the Laguna bronzer, the NARS Laguna bronzer first anyway. So for my next bronzer, I'm going to go into the Huda. I'm going to make this a little bit more precise, but still it's going to be my bronzer. And last but not least, I'm going to go into the Shade and Light palette and contour. I'm going to go into that middle shade, the one that I've hit pan in. And I'm just going to go into the hollows of my cheek. Let's do my nose contour as well. Alright, I'm going to bake using the Hourglass powder and just underneath my cheekbone just to contour that all out. And then I'm going to bake down the sides of my nose. Like so. Okay, so for blush, I might use the colour, memory card ran out of memory, so I'm back and I need to get this bake off, so I'm just going to remove it all. For blush, I'm just going to go in with my Tarte one and Angelic, which is just this one here. Okay, so now I'm going to do the same thing like I did before, is grab my handy sponge and spray it with the Tatcha setting spray, and I'm just going to press all of that in just to bring life back to my skin. For highlighter, we're going to go in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Amrezy highlighter. So I'm just going to load up on that with the brush. Place that on first. A little brush and just pop that on the tip of my nose. Grab the Becca Highlight in Opal, which is that one there. And I'm going to just spray my face again, just on both sides, and I'm going to grab a little bit of that and put that right in the center for that extra gleam. And then I'm just going to take that brush that I had the bronzer with and just go over it. So underneath my eyes, I'm going to drag that back and forth. Then I'm going to get the Stila smudge pot and I'm going to put that on my waterline a little bit. Detail the brush that we had before and go into that darker colour, and I'm going to smudge that out. Put mascara on them bottom lashes. And then time for lashes, but I'll be right back. So now we're going to do lips. So first I'm going to wipe the foundation off and I'm going to line them with the Morphe color pencil, I think they're called, or something like that, in, oh yep, color pencil in Frenchie, and I'm just going to line my lips. Then I'm going to use my new lipstick that I've just recently got, is Yash, which is nude. In the center, I'm going to use the color Influentially It, and it's a Powder Kiss one, which is a really light one. And I'm just going to pop that in the center of my lips. We're going to put a gloss. I'm just going to put that in the center. I'm going to grab the Jaclyn Hill palette, and I'm going in with this color right here, and I'm going to put that on my hairline because I have really thin hair, and I always seem to lose my hairline, and this is the perfect thing that just brings that hairline back and it doesn't look like I'm balding, which I probably am. Oh, actually, one more thing. I'm going to test out a new setting spray. This is the Morphe one, the Continuous Setting Mist. I have not tried this before, so let's try that. So here is the finished look. Thanks so much for watching this video. I hope you liked it, and I hope you got some really good tips, and make sure you give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel. It helps me out so much. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.